Hello everyone, my name is Blake Miller, and today we're going to be doing a short demo of Inventorypro, specifically the Enterprise package. As a reminder, the Enterprise package is our platform that allows users to manage inventory items and also allow their clients to access and view and take actions on their own items as well. So starting out, you'll see we are on the dashboard. The dashboard is just going to give you a general overview of your ongoing reservations, your client accounts right here, your total inventory items, your total reservations to date, and the total number of active users across your company as well as your client users. Here you'll see a infographic of the statuses of your ongoing reservations, so you know what is new, reserved, packed, and upcoming for shipping and return. You can also see a quick overview of your inventory items and what actions have been taken on them recently. Now as we go over to the left sidebar, we'll next go to the Inventory tab, which will show us all of our inventory items. Now we can search through our inventory as we are managing the inventory items of several client accounts. We can easily search by a certain client account, their business unit, any tags applied, or even additional filters from any of the actual fields on the inventory item details. You'll also see these color behind the names of the inventory items. Those are to allow a visual for what those item types are. So if you see the coral color, then that means the item is a part. If you see the light blue, then that means the item is a graphic. And down here you'll see a dark blue, then that means the item is a kit, and a kit is just a collection of parts. You'll see that items are organized by SKU. So here we have two of the putt-putt kit, and then once you click on the item, you can actually see the item details. You can add additional images. You can see the individual unique item number, description, the date it was created. Later on in settings, I'll show you how we can add custom fields to each one of these areas so that we can make sure to capture all the important information on each inventory item. And down here in the bottom right are where we can add tags. As you can see, a barcode and a QR code are automatically generated for the inventory item, and we also have categories that we can assign to the item for an improved and more efficient search functionality. You can also see down here, because this is a kit, it does contain other parts, and here are the individual parts that it contains. This lets us know that these are the items that will be included if it is selected for a reservation. So now as we go over to the Reservations tab, you'll see we have a full list of all of our ongoing reservations. We can see the name of it, the reservation number, who the client account is for, business unit, start and end date of when the reservation is needed, as well as its status and who it was created by, whether it was created by an internal team member or the client themselves. Once you click on a reservation, you can then see all the details. And you can also see an ongoing status. And down here you can assign team members, you can upload files, and then here is where you can create the pick list. Now once you click Create Pick List, it takes you to the inventory items of the company the reservation was created for, and you can simply add those items to a pick list. This one you'll see has a configuration, and we also need to select a graphic that needs to go on it. And now that item and its graphics are in the pick list. We also see additional details over here. Once our pick list is complete, we can then save it, which means that it's not officially reserved, but we can go back and edit it, or we can submit it, which officially reserves these inventory items for the date of the reservation. So now that we've completed a pick list for a reservation, we can go down to logistics, which will have mirrored information of the reservations. The difference is that logistics is not visible to the client user. It is only visible to the enterprise. And the reason is because there's a logistics go into a lot of the detail of the inventory items and the logistics information. So we click on the same reservation, as we can tell by the number and the name. And you can see that we have the pick list here, and we can view it. You can see it's the same items I picked earlier. And then when we go back, the main difference you'll see is that we have the logistics lifecycle. And as you see in these areas up here, it took the information from the reservation page and it brings that data over here. And now this is one of the most critical pieces. This is the logistics lifecycle. This is where we take the items that we added to the pick list and we pack them, and then we ship the items, we confirm the delivery. The items are then returned either to the client or the warehouse, and then we restock the items. Now as we go back over to the left sidebar, we move down to the client tab. This is just going to give us a general overview of all the client accounts we have, who the enterprise account manager and project manager are. And if we do click into one of these accounts, let's go here. You'll see we can add account contact information for who our main client account is. Here are the client users, so this individual has access to Inventorypro, so she can see her own items and make reservations and add tags as well. Down here we can see all of their past reservations and any current reservations we are currently working on now. As we move down further on the left tab, we go to our team, and this will just show you all the users of the enterprise team who can go in and see all client information and assist with reservations and logistics. On the media tab, which is next, here is where we can upload media files. Many times clients need certain media to be played on monitors at their events, and we can store that here so that when we are pulling those items to ship, we can make sure to ship thumb drives or computers with that media included. On the calendar tab, you will see that we have a visual representation of the actual upcoming reservations and what stage that reservation is at. So this can help when knowing when things need to ship or their expected return. Custom reporting, we have several reports to help with the enterprise to understand inventory, when to expect some outgoing shipments, if there's any reservations with conflicts, how often inventory is being used, how much storage space they're taking up. And all of these can be pulled, and most of these can also be ran by the client, especially the inventory, the usage report, as well as anything that has a restock pending. When we go down to tags, here is where we can create all of our tags for our clients to use. Any tag that is created by the enterprise can be used by any client account, and if a client account creates their own tag, it can be only used by that client account. And so when you're here, you can see that we have one inventory item that has a tag on it, and it'll immediately take me to that item. Now under settings, there's some very important features here, particularly around the field customizations. As you can see, we have inventory, client fields, reservations, and logistics. When we go to the inventory setting, here is where we can determine our item conditions that we can select, as well as our categories to help with the search function, but most importantly is going to be our field customization. So as you can see, this replicates the fields that are seen on item details. These are all standard fields that are already included, but if additional fields need to be created, you can always add a new field, which can be any one of these types. Once that field is added, it'll then be included in this area for the enterprise to use. A good example is adding a price field, so we want to know the cost to replace the item. that field can easily be added, and you'll see we have this eye icon. And what this icon allows is for us to hide that field from the client view. So if you want to do any type of pricing information, that field can be included, and it can only be seen by enterprise users, and the client users can't see that field. So this same field customization is applicable to the client fields, reservation fields, and logistics fields as well. Another really important feature is notifications. You'll see up here on the left sidebar, I have 2 notifications, and what notifications I get, I can determine within the notification settings. So I can receive notifications anytime a new reservation is made, anytime there are low thresholds on consumable items, anytime a reservation status is updated, or anytime a tag is applied to an inventory item. And here is where I can add these. You can see I can also have them be emailed to me instead of just receiving it within the application. But then when I go to my notifications up here in the top left, you'll notice that it told me that my status of the reservation I showed earlier in this example has now changed to reserved. And before that, I had actually created that reservation, which will take me right there. And if at any point, you can always just dismiss all notifications. Finally, if you are having any issues with the system or need help figuring anything out, you can always go down here to the bottom left help section, and this will populate a form which will allow you to provide a description of the issue. It'll immediately go to Inventorypro support members who will get back to you within 24 hours on a resolution or content on how to complete any feature that's needed. So that is a quick overview of the enterprise package of Inventorypro. Again, it's a really powerful tool that allows the enterprise to manage inventory items and also give clients access to view their items and create their own reservations. If you do have any questions or would like a more custom demo, please go to inventorypro.com and request a demo, and our team will be happy to walk through that with you. Thank you.